Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Great to be back here with you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good summer. Cienmo guitars. So the H is silent, pronounced Cienmo. What a company. I have to say, I am going to really be singing their praises in this video. And I was introduced to Cienmo through a friend of mine, Igor. Hello, Igor, over in Eastern Europe. And he introduced me through YouTube to Cienmo. And I did a sort of a rabbit hole dive into the company and watched a lot of videos, both their videos and also owners that were unbiased. And everyone seemed to agree that these are pretty amazing guitars. And boy, were they right. So I went on the website and started shopping around, and there were a number of different models that I was attracted to. But I thought I would start with a guitar that I've always sort of wanted from, you know, an American perspective, which is a Martin D45. Now, a Martin D45 base model right now is right around $10,000, maybe just under. That's a lot of money for a guitar, especially for me. So that wasn't going to happen. So I thought this might be an opportunity where I can get a D45 style guitar at a really good value. And boy, was I ever right about that. So a little bit about Cienmo. Cienmo is a small acoustic guitar making company in China. It was started and is run by a gentleman named Li Chen. And Li is a master luthier. And he has a small team of luthiers there. This is not a high production shop like an Epiphone or, you know, any of those companies where they contract out work. This is a small shop, and these are real luthiers making real guitars by hand in a very small volume and supreme precision atmosphere. So that said, they don't have a lot of guitars in stock because their volume output is really low. So if you go on the website, you know, chances are the guitar you're going to want, if you want something there, it's going to be potentially on back order. So it's going to need you to be a little bit patient. And if you custom order one, as I did here, and I'll get into the specs on this, it'll take some time, but you know, that's to be expected. If you custom order acoustic guitar from an American company, you know, it's going to be 6 months before you get it, right? So this is even less than that. So you need to be a little bit patient, but believe me, it's worth the wait. So let's talk a little bit about this particular guitar that they made for me. I custom ordered some features, started with the base D45 style configuration. Now I want to maybe pause here and point out, this is not a copy factory. They don't put Martin names on things or Gibson names on things. Cienmo is its own brand. It's its own company. They take the concepts of those models and they make them their own, and they do a fantastic and beautiful job. Okay, so they call this a D45 style, and it is very much in the, you know, style of a Martin D45. So what does that mean? We've got a beautiful solid Sitka top, AAA minimum grade on that, I would say. The Indian Rosewood is absolutely stunning on the back and sides. Solid rosewood, want to point out. All solid woods, no laminate happening on these guitars. I asked for maple binding as opposed to plastic, just a very, very slight upcharge for that. And the maple that they used on the binding is flamey and is just beautiful. The abalone work that surrounds either side of the binding on the back and front and all around the neck joint, even down here, is so beautiful. It's incredible. The inlays on the fretboard are the most beautiful abalone I've ever seen anywhere. I did ask them to do the Martin style torch configuration headstock, and again, they just hit it out of the park with the inlay work. Just absolutely perfect. everything on here is just perfect. Let's see. I don't want to forget anything, so let me try to focus on specs. So let's see. Ebony bridge, ebony fretboard, bone pins, bone saddle, bone nut. So on this guitar, the only plastic is this pickguard, and I'm not even sure I'm going to keep the pickguard on. I just have it kind of hanging on by a piece of tape, to tell you the truth, because I'm not sure if I want the pickguard on or not. I like it with it, and I like it without it. I haven't quite made up my mind if I'm going to actually attach it or not, but they gave me that option. He shipped it loose, separate from the guitar, so that I could decide whether or not I want it. So let's see. Frets. Now, all right, the intonation, absolutely perfect. The action, as I received it, absolutely perfect. The frets are ball end frets. And I can tell you that most American companies are not doing ball end frets. This is a beautiful feature, and these are so comfortable and are never going to grab you up and down the neck at all. It's so perfectly done. That's a huge upgrade from most guitars. The tuners are Cienmo's open machine, butterbean style, gold plated. This guitar stays in tune. I've been playing the daylights out of it for the 2 days that I've had it now, and it just stays in tune perfectly all the time. Again, the action is absolutely perfect, and all that is, I mentioned all that to point out that all of the luthiers there, everything they do on this guitar is just 100% correct toward making a guitar that sounds and plays and looks absolutely perfect, or as perfect as it could possibly get. I just can't say enough good things about the work that they do. I'm super impressed. This will not be my last Cienmo, I can promise you that. I'm already thinking about my next one. And I've only had this a couple of days, so call me crazy, but I'm super impressed with what they do. And the thing is, I won't get into specifics on the price. I did add some features that added a little bit of cost, but very minimal. But this is a small fraction of what you would pay for a guitar of this quality made in the USA. And it's all the same materials, and the craftsmanship is every bit as good. And believe me, if you've been on my channel, you know I own and have played a lot of the highest made, best made American guitars. And this is as good or better than anything I own or play or have played. So just can't say enough great things about about Cienmo, and I really hope you'll check him out. Lee is fantastic to work with. He communicates directly. He'll tell you and keep you up to date on the status of your order and when it ships. And the shipping was so fast, I couldn't believe it. It got here in 4 days from China. How does that happen? I don't know. Incredible. The case, well, check out at the intro of the video. I've never seen a case anywhere so beautiful as that case. You know, that alone is just a huge cost. And that was a slight upgrade. Again, not expensive to add that custom case if you want it. They have a great standard case, but for a small upcharge, you can get that amazing looking case, and it's really well constructed. And you know, again, just another great thing about what they're doing. So let's see. I hope I didn't miss anything. I talked about the neck is solid mahogany, and I'm glad I thought about the neck here for a second. So it's basically identical to my Martin necks. Nice C shape, kind of narrow down at the nut, and then it flattens out as you go up the fretboard. So it's got that nice taper to it. And it is a bolt-on neck. Now, I know some folks, you know, or purists would say, oh, you know, I really want a glued-in dovetail joint. But I actually prefer a bolt-on neck, especially this kind, for a couple of reasons. One is, you know, you never really have to worry about doing a neck reset on this. In fact, he was even kind enough to send within the case, in your case candy, you get some neck shims. So down the road, if you need to adjust it this way or that, or take out a shim, you've got spare shims to work with there already. You don't have to fabricate them or, you know, try to buy them somewhere. You've got them already, so you're set for life as far as neck adjustments. And the other interesting thing about it, this is not a mistake. So if you get one of these or you see one, this is not a defect, but the neck extension is not touching the fretboard. It's free floating. It's not touching the top. It's free floating. So what does that do? It, you know, adds more vibration, or the ability to vibrate on the top. So it's not, you know, pressing down on the top and restricting resonance or vibration. And I think that's awesome. I think that's a great feature. So it's sort of a free floating situation with the fretboard up at the end. Just another great thing that they do that I think is, you know, a bonus feature. So I think I've covered all of the greatness. I hope I have. I would really recommend you check them out if this is the style of guitar that you're interested in, or they make some other, you know, great dreadnoughts. They make jumbos. They make smaller concert bodies, and all of the woods that they source are supreme quality. They have some of the most stunning maple on some of their models that I've ever seen anywhere. And that might be my next Cienmo. It might be a maple kind of situation, because I do love maple. But all of their woods, their tone woods, are absolute top of the line. And they really, really know what they're doing. So I guess that's all I can say about Cienmo for now. Check them out. I highly recommend you do. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I've got a lot more stuff to review, so I hope you'll stick around the channel. As always, great to be here with you, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye for now.